Hello, dear brother and sister. Here you'll find a space of faith, fellowship, and learning. Today's quiz will make you reflect on powerful Bible passages. God promised Abraham a great number of descendants. What was the problem that made this promise seem difficult? A. He had no money. B. Sarah was barren. C. Abraham lived far from Canaan. D. He already had children with Hagar. Correct answer is B. Sarah was barren. Verse, Genesis 17:17. Then Abraham fell on his face and laughed, and said in his heart, Can a man 100 years old have a child? And can Sarah, who is 90 years old, bear a child? God's promise looked impossible because of Abraham and Sarah's old age, but their faith was tested. God kept his promise with the birth of Isaac, proving that nothing is impossible for him. What does the name Moses mean? A. Savior. B. Deliverer. C. Drawn out of the water. D. Servant of God. Correct answer is C. Drawn out of the water. Verse, And Pharaoh's daughter said, He will be my son. And she named him Moses, saying, Because I drew him out of the water. Exodus 2:10. Moses' name is tied to his story from the start. As a baby, he was placed in a basket in the Nile to escape Pharaoh's order to kill Hebrew boys. Pharaoh's daughter rescued him, and that's why his name literally means drawn out of the water. His very name reminds us of the miracle that saved his life and set him on the path to becoming Israel's deliverer. Which woman disguised herself as a prostitute to claim justice and later became an ancestor of Jesus? A. Ruth. B. Tamar. C. Rahab. D. Esther. Correct answer is B. Tamar. Verse, Judah recognized them and said, She is more righteous than I, since I wouldn't give her to my son Shelah. Genesis 38:26. Tamar, who was Judah's widowed daughter-in-law, should have married Judah's third son according to Levirate law, but Judah failed to keep that promise. So Tamar disguised herself, became pregnant by Judah, and later proved her case with his seal, cord, and staff. Judah admitted she was more righteous than him. From this union came twins Perez and Zerah, who became part of Israel's history and the genealogy of Jesus. Who was chosen to be Isaac's wife? A. Rebekah. B. Rachel. C. Sarah. D. Leah. Correct answer is A. Rebekah. Verse, So they brought Rebekah and gave her to Abraham's servant, and the servant said, Take Rebekah as a wife for my master's son Isaac. Genesis 24:27-28. Rebekah was chosen through prayer and divine guidance to be Isaac's wife. She later became the mother of Esau and Jacob, carrying forward the family line chosen by God to fulfill his promises. In the New Testament, Abraham is referred to as what? A. A king of Israel. B. Father of faith. C. A prophet of God. D. A priest. Correct answer is B. Father of faith. Verse, Now faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see. By faith, Abraham obeyed when he was called to go out to a place he would later receive as an inheritance. He went, even though he did not know where he was going. Hebrews 11:1-8. Abraham is called the father of faith because his trust and obedience to God are a model for all believers. He believed God's promises even without seeing them fulfilled right away, showing total confidence in the Lord. In the story of Daniel in the lion's den, who did God send to protect him? A. The king. B. A brave lion. C. Daniel's friends. D. An angel of the Lord. Correct answer is D. An angel of the Lord. Verse, "My God sent my angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me." Daniel 6:22. When Daniel was thrown into the lion's den for his faith, God sent an angel to shut the lions' mouths and protect him. This miracle not only showed God's power and faithfulness in saving those who trust him, even in the most dangerous situations. In Acts 16, how did God protect Paul and Silas in prison? A. He sent an angel. B. He caused an earthquake. C. He sent a messenger. D. He blinded the guards. Correct answer is B. He caused an earthquake. Verse, "Suddenly there was such a violent earthquake that the foundations of the prison were shaken. At once all the prison doors flew open and everyone's chains came loose." Acts 16:26. While Paul and Silas were imprisoned for preaching the gospel, they prayed and sang hymns to God. Then the Lord intervened with a powerful earthquake that opened the prison doors and set the captives free. This miracle not only showed God's protection, but also led to the jailer and his whole family turning to Christ. How many thieves were crucified alongside Jesus? A. 1. B. 2. C. 3. D. Correct answer is B. 2. Verse, "Two rebels were crucified with him, one on his right and one on his left." Matthew 27:38. Jesus was crucified between two thieves, fulfilling Isaiah's prophecy that he would be numbered with transgressors. Isaiah 53:12. One mocked him, but the other acknowledged his innocence and asked to be remembered in his kingdom. To that repentant thief, Jesus promised, "Today you will be with me in paradise." Luke 23:43.
Which prophet was taken up without experiencing death? A. Elijah. B. Elisha. C. Moses. D. Isaiah. Correct answer is A. Elijah. Verse, "As they were walking along and talking together, suddenly a chariot of fire and horses of fire appeared and separated the two of them, and Elijah went up to heaven in a whirlwind." 2 Kings 2:11. Elijah never died. God took him up into heaven in a whirlwind, showing his favor and the uniqueness of Elijah's ministry. Elisha, his disciple, witnessed this and received Elijah's cloak, symbolizing the passing of prophetic authority and the continuation of God's work in Israel. What symbolic act did Jesus do to show love and humility to his disciples? A. He healed the sick. B. He washed the disciples' feet. C. He preached in the temple. D. He multiplied the loaves. Correct answer is B. He washed the disciples' feet. Verse, "So he got up from the meal, wrapped a towel around his waist, and began to wash his disciples' feet, drying them with the towel that was wrapped around him." John 13:4-5. Jesus washed his disciples' feet as a humble act of service, teaching that true love and leadership are about being willing to serve others. This act is a powerful symbol of humility and caring for one another. What does the name Abraham mean? A. Servant of God. B. Father of many nations. C. Man of faith. D. Beloved of the Lord. Correct answer is B. Father of many nations. Verse: No longer will you be called Abram. Your name will be Abraham, for I have made you a father of many nations. Genesis 17:5. God changed Abram's name to Abraham as a sign of his promise that Abraham would become the father of many nations. The new name represents God's blessing and Abraham's central role in salvation history. What did Jesus do in the temple when he saw it was being misused? A. Preached a long message. B. Gave a sermon on prayer. C. Drove everyone out of the temple. D. Ignored it and kept teaching. Correct answer is C. Drove everyone out of the temple. Verse: So he made a whip of cords and drove all from the temple courts, both sheep and cattle. He scattered the coins of the money changers and overturned their tables. John 2:15. When Jesus entered the temple and saw the money changers and merchants, he made a whip of cords, drove out the people and animals, scattered the coins, and overturned their tables. He interrupted their business to restore the temple as a place of worship. Joseph, son of Jacob, became second in command of which country? A. Israel. B. Egypt. C. Babylon. D. Assyria. Correct answer is B. Egypt. Verse: Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, Since God has made all this known to you, there is no one so discerning and wise as you. You shall be in charge of my palace, and all my people are to submit to your orders. Only with respect to the throne will I be greater than you. Genesis 41:39-40. Joseph rose to second in command in Egypt after interpreting Pharaoh's dreams about 7 years of plenty, followed by 7 years of famine. As overseer, Joseph organized food storage during the good years to prepare for the famine, saving countless lives. Who did God raise up to rescue the Israelites from nations that oppressed them? A. Prophets. B. Judges. C. Kings. D. Priests. Correct answer is B. Judges. Verse: Then the Lord raised up judges who saved them out of the hands of these raiders. Judges 2:16-18, summary of the Judges cycle. During the time of the Judges, God raised up specific men and women to deliver Israel from oppressive nations. Each judge restored order and defended the people, leading them against enemies like the Midianites, Philistines, and Canaanites. What did the soldiers do to the 2 thieves crucified beside Jesus that they didn't do to him? A. Gave them wine mixed with myrrh. B. Broke their legs. C. Mocked them. D. Divided their clothes. Correct answer is B. Broke their legs. Verse: The soldiers therefore came and broke the legs of the first man who had been crucified with Jesus, and then those of the other. But when they came to Jesus and found that he was already dead, they did not break his legs. John 19:32-33. The soldiers broke the thieves' legs to speed up their deaths. But since Jesus was already dead, they didn't break his legs, fulfilling prophecy that none of the Messiah's bones would be broken. Exodus 12:46. Psalm 34:20. This quiz was a blessing, wasn't it? May every question stir in you a deeper desire to seek God's presence. Subscribe and keep walking with us.